I'll go be speak on a video on the meaning of Kung Fu. Now, what's the meaning of Kung Fu? Now, there's a different way that's the true meaning of Kung Fu. Now, I'll go break this down to you guys so people could understand this. Now, first thing first, if you're a type of person that want to continue their lives and follow what the media says, that you've been brainwashed by the media, this message in this video is not for you. If you're not spiritual, this video and this message is not for you. If you think everything's a game, this video and this message is not for you. Okay? This video is for people who may not know what it is, what Kung Fu is, the meaning of Kung Fu is. Like, let's say they don't know nothing about that, but yet, until when I speak about that, the eyes is open already, or people know already before already. This is good time to reassure yourself from this situation. Now, I'll go speak about this. First thing first, I'll go break this down. Like I said, reason why I'm saying, if you've been brainwashed by media, this video is not for you because of, according to the media, what Kung Fu is. Kung Fu is a martial arts that's designed in combat and stuff. That's what it says. But it has been dumbing down the society for years what Kung Fu is. Kung Fu has nothing to do with combat. This is not similar to karate. It's not similar to taekwondo. This is nothing to do with that. This is different type of Kung Fu. Okay? Different type of Kung Fu. Not nothing to do with martial arts. Chinese restaurant owner, that's Kung Fu. Karate, that's Kung Fu. Taekwondo, that's Kung Fu. People made the product that from China, that's Kung Fu. Made iPhone, that's Kung Fu. Made Nike shoes, that's Kung Fu. Every single product, like most of the products that you owned, says made in China. That's Kung Fu. Tupac, he's Kung Fu. Michael Jordan, he's Kung Fu. Muhammad Ali, he's Kung Fu. Floyd Mayweather, he's Kung Fu. Like, every single thing out there is Kung Fu. Does it mean like a martial art? Nothing to do with martial arts. What is Kung Fu? The meaning of that. Kung Fu is a true meaning, basically as a trademark. It's hard work. Look at that product that you own says made of China. I want you guys to thank Chinese to work hard on its product. Even though they made like 50 cents an hour. Let's say, I'm not sure exactly the minimum wage in China. Let's say 50 cents an hour. That's Kung Fu. That's Kung Fu the way they make products. Okay? So they work hard what they do. In my personal opinion, they work harder than basketball players. Even though Chinese, they make 50 cents an hour, but still they work twice as hard as harder than basketball players. And I noticed there is American complaints about as far as get big money, get paid. Like, even though they get $10,000 a month, still they're not happy. They want $20,000. Even though they make $100,000 a month, still they're not happy. They want to make $200,000. You see what I'm talking about? There's complaints there. Okay? There's the complaints. A lot on that. Me, I don't complain, but only time I get complained with that, like I need to survive. That's the only time. But everything else, I don't complain over that, you know? That is like kung fu. And kung fu is hard work. And fitness, that's kung fu. That's why fitness for everybody. That is part of kung fu. That's part of the reason. That is kung fu. And when I taught class today, martial arts may not for everybody, but kung fu is like fitness. It's for everybody. That to me is kung fu. Okay? Everybody out there love fitness out there. Okay? Because fitness has a great benefit to that. Great benefit about fitness is you gotta get off your butt and work. Get off your butt and train and get out there with great energy. To work hard. That to me is kung fu. To have the healthy lifestyle where you fit without steroids. If you look at too many bodybuilders out here, to me, that's not kung fu because they do things that's unnatural. Steroids. That body, that muscle, the way they have is ugly. That's not kung fu. And I know very few bodybuilders out here are natural. They work hard as their kung fu. That to me is kung fu. Not this majority of bodybuilder who's on steroids. That's not kung fu. Kung fu is hard work, natural strong, and do what you love accordingly. Now, here's another thing. What is kung fu meaning? Too. Kung fu means the way of inner discipline yourself. This is very important to understand this. Okay? For example, as you're a father, raise your children. Spank your children as to put children in check. To keep your child in line. That is kung fu because now I was missing something there, okay? And then after that I go back to that. I noticed in America, a problem in American culture, they work smart, not hard. Majority of them. If you look at the Asian culture, they work hard. They work hard compared to America. So look at Chinese. They work hard on the products that you guys owned. And problem with America, even the entrepreneur, that's what we have is entrepreneur. They work smart, not hard. That to me is a huge problem. Work smart, not hard. It's leads to laziness. It is. That's why I see a lot of lazy people out there. I see a lot of very intelligent, genius intelligence, but yet physical's not there. And then if you watch that movie X-Men, for example, Charles Xavier, he's a very intelligent guy. His brain's the most strongest ever. But he gonna get ripped apart. That's why you gotta have a strong guy like Wolverine. Wolverine is kung fu. Because he's kung fu on that one. A lot more kung fu than Professor Charles Xavier is. Hands down. In my personal opinion on that one. That's why Wolverine's my favorite character in the X-Men. I do. Now, let's go back into way of inner discipline. Start from childhood. When you have a parent give you a weapon in order to put you in check. Okay? I don't say child abuse. I don't say that. I say discipline. Okay? There's a lot of people out here who are so sensitive that missing point there. Discipline. Things I'm looking for. If you whip your children, you gotta put your children in check. Because we're going to have a badass kids, excuse my language, badass 5-year-old sooner or later. When they become a teenager, then I'll go be cute after all. So once I have a badass 5-year-old, then go have a badass teenager. When they become an adult, even worse. So that's part of the reason. And the problem with America is a lot of parents don't believe in spanking their children, especially the rich. It depends. There's rich people out here believe in spanking their children, but certain rich people out here don't believe in spanking their children. And I know a parent out here trying so hard to discipline their children, but yet children struggle with that. Yeah, and I get it too. And it's just the way, like, genetic changes, hormone change, world change. You know. Okay. More like when the childs are defiant, when the child are this, you gotta spank them as a parent, okay, to put them in check. Okay, that is essential of Kung Fu. Now look at Bruce Lee. He got whipped since he's a children and even a teenager. Reason why Bruce Lee get whipped, he gets spanked for fighting too many times. If you watch that movie, Young Bruce Lee, and I recommend you watch that movie called Young Bruce Lee. I'll go speak about this in other video. What I saw with that is his father whipped him. Not only him, his sister, his brothers. That is essential of Kung Fu. Floyd Mayweather, he got whipped by his father. His father whooped his ass before, become the greatest. That to me is Kung Fu. His father did to Floyd Mayweather, that's Kung Fu. Me, I'm not going to raise my own children yet, but I'm going to. If children go out of line, I'll whip them. Regardlessly. Because the reason why I'm doing it is because gotta keep them in check. Give them a sense of awareness. That don't get to do stuff no more. Okay? The way I see in America, there's a lot of spoiled rotten children. More have spoiled rotten children, becomes a spoiled rotten teenagers. When the spoiled rotten teenagers becomes spoiled rotten adults, or even worse than that in that field. So key point is you gotta have that discipline. That's essential discipline. That is Kung Fu need. Now another part of discipline besides that one, we're not taking levels up to have that inner discipline. Meaning is you gotta find something what you love. You gotta find yourself better to do what you love. Okay? And I see a problem with the NBA players. They work hard, right? Professional NBA players, they work hard. But here's the problem with that. Is they work hard on things that they don't want to do. But you have to work hard because they want the money and the fame. That's it. When there's no money and fame available, then they stop playing. And it's like thinking, why you're not passionate from the very begin with? Because that comes in time, like as a martial artist, as a Kung Fu. You gotta train hard, natural. And when you do things what you love, that is so natural. That's why they told me to focus, focus, focus. And because I talk random nonstop with that, right? This is my hyper focus because I'm so passionate, you know? And I'm so passionate, people want me to shut up. It's like, no, I'm not going to shut up. I'm going to speak through my heart. This is my hyper focus right there. Okay? You know me. I have a hyper focus. It's doing what you're passionate about, you know? Like martial arts. That's part of the reason why I so care about martial arts. I do what I love. I do what I want to do in the right reason. With the right discipline, with a beautiful thing. That to me is inner discipline. And the way the dictionary say the discipline, do what you don't want to do. Do things what you don't want to do. That to me is not the way. Look at NBA end up doing that. Okay? And there's another thing too that got me in my head with that. If you look at many old people since their young age, working the 9-to-5 jobs for 50 decades, do things what they don't like to do things what they don't passionate to do from the very beginning with, and guess what? They end up retiring. When they're retiring, they're so happy. The problem is they sit in their butt, do nothing, watch TV. You know? It's total meaningless, you know? So when I'm old, I still do what I love with the martial arts. There's no retirement in martial arts till I'm dead. I'm not going to retire my martial arts till the day I die. I'm not going to be stopped being active till the day I die. So that's the biggest downfall of retired old people is they don't have active what they love in their young time life. Okay? To me, it's not true wisdom. True wisdom is you do things what you love regardlessly. That, to me, brings the truth to that. There's people out here told me, like said, you can't do what you want to do. Well, I'll do what I want to do in the right reason. With my passionate to do. Another thing too, you got to do things what you don't like everybody else. Well, I do what I like anyways. I found things what I like. These people don't know what the hell they're talking about. Reason why is people don't know nothing. Okay? Because they've been in a life where they do things what they don't want to do. Versus you have to find things what you love to do. That to me is discipline. That dictionary alone, do things what you don't want to do, that been brainwashed people for years. Wants to brainwash people for years, then that been programmed. You got to do what you don't like. Do what you don't like teaches discipline. There's people out here doctrinating me what to do on stuff that don't work. Telling me you need an open mind. Screw that, I don't need an open mind for that. I know already. But that true discipline, with that so-called discipline, it's not really discipline. Okay? That's what dictionary feed into. I don't want to feed into. I like natural way. The natural way is you do things what you love. That is natural. Another natural way to do is do what you love. Do what you're passionate of. And then there's another thing too. I have the students out here may not be good at first, but yet they're developing themselves. But in the long run, they're going to be good. Versus people who train hard on natural could be very talented, but they have artificial in him that it's not natural. Sooner or later, they're going to be good. So, once again, gotta have the natural way that do what you love to do, opposing to do things what you don't want to do. Okay? Gotta find the truth. People told me I can't do what I want. I gotta do things what I don't want to do. Screw that. I'm doing things what I want to do in the right reason. There's something very beautiful. I got beautiful for myself. I got things I will move forward. No, I'm not speaking for me. I'm speaking for the people that had that, like me. Because my main thing is I want to unify together and get rid of all this mind program of the way dictionary said. The dictionary alone has been dumbing society down where it's not discipline anymore. It's something else. You gotta have that natural way of discipline. Unnatural way of discipline, like people taking steroids, going to gym too many times, you know, on things that you don't want to do. You know? Very important things, you gotta find natural things, you know? Regardlessly. Now, I'm gonna talk another thing too as a martial arts. In order to be advanced level in the martial arts, you gotta have the inner discipline. I do not say the discipline according to a dictionary, okay? That's wrong, that's a lie. Discipline means is you gotta have inner in you is natural. That to me move you into advanced level very quickly, easy. It's way of inner discipline. That is a way of kung fu. Another thing, now let's go to self-motivation. It is the same thing as way of inner discipline. Okay? Kung fu is self-motivation. Self-motivation is the biggest things. Big as self-discipline. Big as inner discipline. Okay, let's say for example, when I tell them stretch, but they don't want to stretch, that I know in my eyes, that's not kung fu. And they wait for like the pressure, the artificial stuff. Okay, you could do it. You could pull that off, but this is not going to be healthy for you. Trust me, okay? Here's another thing I have a problem with that. When people don't want to do stuff, especially kids out here, like don't want to do stuff, you know, and then I just keep pushing, something's artificial. Sooner or later, man, they want to quit the martial arts, you know. Because number one, he's not motivated from the very begin with. And what they do, like force pressure, I don't like it because it's unhealthy, unnatural. I know stuff from the very begin with. Even though they're very talented what they do, force pressure on them, it's not the way. Do things what they don't want to do. Nothing is not healthy for the people. It's unhealthy. So, when it's unhealthy, that stuff go out of control. That leads to backfires. That's not even kung fu anymore. That's not kung fu at all. So, when I speak about this, I want you to remember what kung fu is. Okay? Real meaning kung fu to me. Okay? Not what other people to them is. I'll speak through my heart what real meaning kung fu to me is. That will open your eyes And if you want to put that comment in the box, I'm cool with that. Any reflections? Put that in the comment box out there. I'm cool with that. Okay? The self-motivation to me is healthy. Okay? More than just forced pressure that they're not motivated at all. People are hard to motivate. What happened is, I feel like it's unhealthy. It is unhealthy to you from the very begin with. Maybe it's not alright for you. I don't know, okay? So, main key is, you gotta have through hard work. Way of inner discipline. Way of self-motivation. Another thing too, let's go to bettering yourself. That takes confidence to do that, okay? Bettering yourself every day in that. Like, this is your development to bettering yourself. And that's part of the reason why when I teach class to every single students out here, even though like it gets aggravated sometimes that I tend to, lose my patience and stuff. But at the end of the day, I have care for the students. I care for the students' development. That's what truly drives the students there. That I love. That I care of. That the way of bettering yourself, like literally you're moving forward, not backwards in your life. You know what I'm saying? And literally what they do is with a care, and this is for yourself too. You want to have your self-expression. Read some Bruce Lee book. Help you to bettering yourself. Listen to real rap music in order to bettering yourself. Listen to true speaker in order to better yourself spiritually. Listen to whoever that bettering yourself. And go something that will inspire you to give you hopes. Me, why I'm bettering myself? Reason why I'm a kung fu. It's nothing to do with the martial arts. Because number one, my father whipped me since I was a child. Number two, have a hard work, natural way. Number three, I am disciplined. A lot more disciplined than a lot of people out here. Number four, I have that self-motivation, self-drive. That I do what I love. Okay? With my discipline, passion, I do. That me, I don't believe in bullshit ass discipline on the dictionary said, do what you don't want to do. Screw that. Excuse my language when I say that, because I speak through my heart. You see me, I have a hyper focus because I passion. You know? This is through my discipline. Way of inner discipline. Okay? Another thing too, I did not know too much of that, is Kung Fu means from that wise sage guy named Confucius. Confucius or something like that. I can't pronounce that good. That's what information I received from. Even though like I don't know too much of that at all. But I'm doing it according to like information I received from. But not that much though. But if I do the research, then I'll make another video with that. Okay, naturally, have to slowly gain that. Something that's unnatural, like I don't know too much of that. This is what I'm talking about, that. If things that you don't know, don't expect to know. Because things unnatural to you, gets overwhelmed easy. So the way of Kung Fu, read it, something that really relate to you, and go from there. Go from your passion. And here's another thing too, that 2, I'm going to talk about this other video. Tao Te Ching. Okay, if you do not know who Tao Te Ching is, it's by Lao Tzu. I'll go send that link in the description down below the box. You can see it yourself. The Tao Te Ching. That got me introduced from Bruce Lee. Okay? He introduced me to Eastern philosophy. And the way of Tao is that Tao means the way. Tao, by Lao Tzu, that to me is Kung Fu. The way is so natural that it's amazing, beautiful. I'm so related to that. That when I read that book, I'm so enlightened. Okay? That to me what Kung Fu meaning is. Part of the reason from Lao Tzu. Another thing too, reason why I am Kung Fu. I'm looking up to the people that inspires me. From Bruce Lee, Tupac, Buddha, Lao Tzu, Osho, Jesus. Got a YouTube channel that has Kung Fu that like Tiario, Freddie Lee. That's Kung Fu. There's police officers out here are Kung Fu with their passion. Their passion is Kung Fu. My passion is Kung Fu. Freddie Lee's passion is Kung Fu. Tiario's passion is Kung Fu. It's come from your heart. Your heart as a passion is Kung Fu. Okay? And I know some parents out here working really hard to discipline their kids. And when I have kids in my class, like, they're obedient students already. One of the most respectful students that I had, that I'm very acknowledged to. And there's parents out here working really hard what they do, discipline them right. There's a 5-year-old kid are autistic but at the same time defiant. They have to give him spanking for that. And then later he got better and knows and aware that not go do this. Even though he's about to do it, it's like, I'm not going near that. That keep him in check as a parent. So that to me is beautiful. So I noticed that there's kids out here who got better with that. That I'm looking to that, you know. We need more of that. So I don't like to mention names, but as a parent, you did a good job. I give thumbs up. You're the Kung Fu. You're a Kung Fu parent. Period, okay? You are the Kung Fu parent. And as being said, I'm going to be out this video. Once again, Kung Fu is not a martial art. Nothing to do with that. Real meaning of Kung Fu, I'm talking about real meaning of Kung Fu. Real meaning of Kung Fu is hard work, the way of inner discipline, the way of self-motivation, the way of bettering yourself. Also include discipline your children by keeping kids in check. Parents who are keeping kids in check, you are a Kung Fu parent. Period, okay? So I'm going to be out later.